compound bow sights from cheap to very expensive and everything in between. This video is for the beginner archer spending his first time behind the bow, all the way up to experienced archer that is looking to upgrade to a high-end sight. In essence, to break sights down to its roots is there's basically two types of sight. A fixed multiple pin sight. Once this is installed on your bow and sighted in at the various distances that you want to shoot, this sight will not be adjusted for the distances you want to shoot at the end of the day. For a single pin sight, you are going to move your single pin for every single distance that you would want to shoot. Obviously, you have to sight this bow in, and with the sight tape that you have on this specific model sight, that'll give you the distance that you want to shoot, and you have to make your sight adjustments accordingly. Within these two basic sights, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different configurations, and I want to show you some of the cheap and nasty sights and some of the more expensive sights, and what is it you need to look at and what is worth considering buying. Most people that start out when they're buying their first bow will have a multi-pin sight. Usually this sight does not have a second or third axis. It does have a bubble in the middle. It has a nice ring that helps you to align your peep with the sight housing itself. This specific model has got a 4-pin configuration, and obviously the actual material of the sight determines what the price would be. These two sights are entry-level price point sights. This is basically a plastic composite sight, the sight bracket, and when you are making any left and right adjustments on this specific sight, you have to loosen an Allen key, and you need to make sure that you hold your bow still and that you make small adjustments when moving this sight left and right and up and down, because there is no micro adjustability on the lower price point sights. This is a 5-pin configuration, and obviously you get these models in different fiber optic sizes as well. The most common fiber optic size is a 0.019 fiber. It's nice and thin, but still thick enough to see the actual pin in low light conditions. As soon as you go to a 0.01 fiber optic size, sometimes you don't get enough light into the fiber itself, so it's very difficult to see. This is okay when you're starting out, but as soon as you get more advanced, this is not the kind of sight that you would want to have on your bow for various reasons, the micro adjustability and the second and third axis adjustments. To get into something a little bit better would be a multi-pin sight like this with a nicer bubble that you can also adjust to make sure that it's all nice and square. And then the movements for left and right and up and down is definitely going to be more accurate and easier to adjust according to your kind of skill and ability to shoot. This also have a few different settings on where you would want to put your sight forward or further back on your bow itself, determining the size of the actual sight housing in the front compared to your peep size. None of these sights will be able to fit a lens. None of these sights, like I mentioned, has any second or third axis adjustments. Personally, for myself, I prefer a sight with a dovetail system, like something like this Spotok sight here. The dovetail system's got this large bracket here, or this long bracket here in the front. When I do torque tuning with my bow, I like moving my sight forwards and backwards, and that gives me more accuracy, especially on the longer distances. This specific Spotok Hoggett sight and your high-end multi-pin sights like the Axel sights, etc., do have a second axis and a third axis adjustment. Why is that important? The second axis makes sure that your sight is actually level when you are shooting on a level surface. So that will give you good consistency and accuracy. When you are shooting uphill or downhill, that is when your third axis adjustment is extremely important. And when I just show it on a sight like this, your third and axis adjustments is actually on that axis rotation. And your second axis is this axis rotation. So when you are buying more of a higher end sight, your second and third axis is extremely important. And once it is set, it has to stay there and it has to be accurate and consistent. This specific Spotok Hoggett sight has got micro adjustable pins itself. So when you are moving your each and every single distance that you are shooting on the pin itself, it's easy to make fine adjustments with the sight. With the Spot Hawk being micro adjustable, it gives you that accuracy and makes sure that you are spot on with setting in your sight. With these sights, you have your Allen key on the side, sometimes difficult to loosen, and when you are wanting to move it up, you have to jiggle it, and it does not always give you that small adjustment that you actually need. So for beginners that are just starting out, just finding their technique, these kind of sights are fine. But as soon as you are getting onto an intermediate level or an advanced level, I would definitely recommend at buying more of a high-end price point sight that gives you the micro adjustability that'll suit you to be more accurate and consistent, and that'll assist you with your up and downhill shots, etc. When I started hunting, I always enjoyed having a multi-pin, fixed pin, 5-pin sight, because as I'm walking and stalking in the field, I'm taking my range on the animal. It would then be easy for me to know which pin to aim with, or if I need to aim between the two. If, for instance, if it's at 46 yards, aiming between my 40 and 50 yard pin. And if the animal is moving, I do not have to let down and make an adjustment like I would on a slider sight. A fixed pin for me was always the option that I would go for. But something that has come out recently, and what I believe is a better option to go for, is, I'd say, the hybrid sights. This would be a 5-pin slider sight, and I'll show you what this looks like, but it's basically a 5-pin sight that you would sight in at, let's say, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And if you are shooting at a further distance, you can then move the sight, the whole sight housing will move, and then you would be able to shoot 70, 80, 90, depending on the range you will get on your bow. And then you will aim with your lowest pin to get the maximum distance that you will get. This is the CBE Trek Pro. It's a 5-pin sight. It's a hybrid sight. As I'm just opening this up, it's got metal sight tapes, which is nice. So you don't have to, get stickers or anything like that when you are setting in and so on your sights. There's sight housing, different colors. Some people prefer a yellow and some a orange, and there's a sight light also included in this specific sight. So this is what the CBE Trek Pro look like. There is a dovetail system. This would be the 5-pin option, and if you all want to shoot further, you can end up just moving the sight up, or as you go further, moving it down. It has got the 2nd and 3rd axis adjustments on here. It will fit a light if you are shooting in low light conditions. And it's a carbon bar here, and this is an all aluminium construction. So if you are looking at a more higher price point sight, you will see it will have a 2nd, 3rd axis adjustment. It would be made from good quality material. And with this specific model, as you loosen the actual pin, you can micro adjust the sight pin on the top here. So if you want to move your 20 pin down, you're going to loosen the screw, and then you are just going to move the top pin down. The fiber optics are exposed here, so it'll bring in a lot of light, so the fiber optics will be nice and bright. And the actual pins itself is nice and sturdy and strong, so it's protected in the casing, and I would say this would be a difficult pin to bend. So this, I'm not here to promote CBE, I'm just showing you what a high-end quality sight looks like. And then also in the front here, you can actually put in a magnification lens in the front here, a lens with maybe a 2 or 3 magnification. I wouldn't advise doing so, just purely because your pins will actually just end up moving far apart, making it difficult when you are walking and stalking and in certain situations. Nice sight indeed. The Spot Hawk Boonie is a really nice sight as well. Let me grab one here. It also has the adjustability of 2nd and 3rd axis. The 2nd and 3rd axis are preset in factory, so you know you're getting the right settings on this sight. It's got a little bit of a dovetail system here, and really easy to move up and down. This Spot Hawk, in my opinion, with the way this is built and the material that they've used, is really nice and strong. In my opinion, a little bit more durable maybe than the CBE sight itself. The fiber optics is also nice and exposed, allowing a lot of light through the actual pins itself. And the fiber optic itself is protected within the pin. So the fiber optic itself will not really get damaged. I've always liked the way you can micro adjust the pins inside this specific Spot-Arc models, where you would loosen the top Allen key, and once you screw in the bottom, it'll actually move the pin up and down. And then it's got this little wire running through the middle, just making sure that the pins are indeed in a straight line, and moving the left and right of the actual pin. You've got a little Allen key on the pin on the side here, which you will just move, screw in or screw out, that'll move the pin left or right. The little dovetail system, like I said, I really do enjoy it. It's a nice solid bar, it's a nice solid bracket. It's so easy to adjust the Spot-Arcs left and right. It's micro adjustable here. It's easy to tighten and to loosen. And then the side tapes you will just stick here on the side, and for your various distances. This specific model, a 5-pin sight, so you would sight this in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and as you would shoot at a longer distance, you would then just end up moving the whole sight housing down on this axis here. Easy to loosen, easy to adjust. In my opinion, worth the money if you are a more intermediate to advanced archer and you are actually shooting 70 or 80 or 90 yards. And with this specific sight, if you are going to shoot at that distance, you are going to be accurate at shooting at that distance, because you will be able to move the sight to that exact distance and then shoot. Moving over to single pins. Some people do not like the clutter of all those pins inside the sight housing itself. They prefer only having to deal with one pin and to aim with one pin, and then just having to move the actual sight up and down depending on the distance that you would want to shoot. There's obviously pros and cons with all of the sights. This is a very basic single pin sight. This actual one in the box here doesn't have a lot of movement or so on for distance. And as you can see, this is a very basic single pin sight that you can aim with. This is a TruGlo sight. It's easy to move this left and right, and to move the actual sight housing itself up and down. And this sight do not have any second axis or third axis, and it is not micro adjustable. This, in my opinion, would compare to a mid-range multiple pin sight. You might be able to get easier adjustability on fixed pins than what you would have a slider sight like this. And some people get confused and do not really know how to sight in this sight. So that sometimes poses the challenge for people wanting to use a single pin. But also, if you are going to shoot at 46 yards, it's easy just to move the sight setting to 46 yards, and then you know it's set at 46 yards, and you can aim with the pin on the money, and you would be accurate, obviously, if you have sighted your sight in according to the sight tape, to your sight tape, to your bow. With a multi-pin pin sight, you would have to bracket in between the pins itself if you are going to shoot in between distances. We have looked at the Spot-Arc Booney. This is very similar to the 5-pin sight that we've had. This is just a single pin sight. This has a dovetail system. It does has a second and a third axis adjustment. And what is nice about this specific sight is when you are moving this up and down, it's nice and smooth. The tolerances are tight, and there's no real movement left or right or anything like that when you are moving the sight up and down. It's real nice and accessible when you are loosening here to get the vertical axis to move, the vertical bar to move. And to tighten this is also very easy. The left and right movements are micro adjustable, and it's as easy as just rotating the knob here. And then there's a lot of play here on the bracket itself when you want to move this more left and right. So this specific sight will fit so many different bows. And with this Spot-Arc, you can actually swap out the sight housing ring to make the field of view bigger or smaller, which is a nice option. I prefer having a smaller ring on the front here, not as big as this one actually is. And the Spot-Arc, you can also put in a sight light. The fiber optics are exposed, giving you a nice bright fiber. And the fiber and the pin itself is really strong and durable. When you are going to something even more high-end than the Spot-Arc Booney, you would look at the Axel Landslide. Axel obviously is known for their world-class world archery events that they shoot, competing at the Olympics and accuracy. I personally myself, I'm shooting the Axel Achieve sights on my target bow, and this is actually a very close to a Axel Achieve target sight. This is the Landslide. The sight housing looks different. You've got your second and third axis adjustments here. Moving the actual sight up and down is really easy. It's easy to see the sight tape, what you're going to stick on there. You can add a lens in the front here. On a single pin sight, I do like a magnification on my target bow and on my hunting bow itself. If I am shooting a single pin, especially if I'm going to shoot longer distances, the fiber optic is exposed, and this actual specific option, you can actually move the top end of the housing around. That will either light up the fiber more or less, depending on where the light comes from. So there's a lot of nice adjustability features on the higher end side. This being a carbon bar, really strong, really durable. And with the dovetail system, when you are going to do torque tuning, obviously this does help a big deal. The left and right adjustments is exactly the same. You loosen it on the top there with that wing nut there, and it's micro adjustable. You can hear the clicks there. The level is really nice and big. So if you are going to shoot at longer distances, you would know to be accurate, you would need to keep that level in the middle. Probably the most expensive sight on the market is the Garmin Xero A1i Pro, but with reason. This sight is actually a single pin sight, a 5-pin sight. All of these sights that I've showed you today combined, plus it has a rangefinder built in to the actual sight. And how this sight works, it takes a little bit more setup than usual, but once this is nicely set up onto your bow and fitted to your peep, you would have this trigger on the front of your grip, and as you press the button, it will range the animal that you're looking at. It will give you a reading at the top, and there will actually be a dot in the middle of the lens or whatever distance it will be, and that is the distance that you need to aim with. It does have a level in it. It does have a nice ring on the side here to help you with your alignment, and the actual rangefinder will also pair with your Garmin watch, that when you are shooting an animal at a specific distance, it will give you the coordinates on your watch, making your hunt a little bit easier. This is a nice sight to have. It is very expensive, but being expensive, it does not mean that this is the most accurate sight. Most of the sights that I have showed you today, from an intermediate level upwards, is the sights that I would recommend. And if you want to improve your shooting and if you want to improve your accuracy, I would advise looking at a sight that is micro adjustable, that does have a second and third axis adjustment, that is durable with the material that they have. And there are so many brands out there, whether it be HHA, Axel, TrueGlow, Spothawk. There are so many brands out there, Ultra V also being one of them. But as a hunter, it is very important that you know what you want out of your sight. If you do not want the clutter of multiple pins, and if you are comfortable with changing your sight every time the animal moves, and if you want this nice, clear, clean sight picture, and you do not want to do gap shooting, a single pin option is the one that I would recommend for you. If you are someone that is doing a lot of walk and stalking, you do not have a lot of time setting your sights, and you don't mind gap shooting, I would recommend a multiple fixed pin sight for you. It's easy to set up. It is usually a more affordable option than a single pin sight. You would get, I would say, better value for money in that essence, buying a micro adjustable fixed pin sight than when you would buying a single pin sight. But I would definitely recommend, if you want to improve your accuracy and you want to get something and buy something that'll hold you and last you for years and years to come, most of the intermediate to more higher price point sites are definitely the option for you. Let me know what site you are using if you're looking at upgrading. Comment down below. I'm happy to give you some of my feedback or ideas. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.